Okay, guys, we should be loud. We should be live. You should be able to hear me. You should have video on. So just let us know in the chat box. I'm a little bit late. I actually forgot my webcam, so it's upstairs. I needed to come down and set things up. So just like yesterday, I'm just going to be sharing this on Facebook as well. Excellent. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I hope everyone's having a good, if you're in basically locked down in isolation, I hope you're doing well. We're on day 2 here at the moment. It's pretty it's pretty cool. It's not too bad, but I suppose it's St. Patrick's Day today, actually. And someone just sent me a message saying happy St. Patrick's Day. It doesn't really feel like it in one way, shape or form, due to obviously everything that's happening and you can't leave the house. Yesterday we covered the cPanel, and you could say for a lot of people it might have been a little bit of a boring webinar, but it's just the necessities again which you need to understand. Today we're going to be going into WordPress. We're going to be starting with a brand new blog. So just give me 1 second till I get this shared. And guys, ask as many questions as you want in any of the chat box, Facebook or Zoom. And I will definitely get to it at some part of the training. So go live. Excellent. Let's see who we've got on today. Jerry Randall, welcome, welcome. Now I'm just going to share this in our group, guys. Just 1 sec, and we'll dig into the training. Years ago, you could say I was a little bit more organized. I used to have full-time team here in the office, or I used to be in a lot of webinars where we would need people to come along and share stuff like this. Someone be answering questions, etc., etc. And now, I suppose you could say we toned down a few things, or I'm doing less coaching and less webinars. It's not really required. So that's why there's a little bit of an unprofessional delay now. But we're going to get going now. Right. Let me just close a few of these windows and show you where we left off yesterday. Is we purchased a new domain called imresults.org. And basically, I set that up in my hosting. So now we actually uploaded a folder called PDFs, showed you as an example, and we uploaded a file here. So that's how all that works. We have absolutely nothing else on this site. There's no scripts, there's no WordPress, there's no anything. So that's everything that we're going to cover in today's webinar. So let me just again log into my hosting. So when you have 2 offices, it's kind of fun because everything is set up upstairs. It's where I'm working, and I need to run down here because the kids are home. Okay. So again, in my cases, I told you guys I use cPanel a lot rather than Core FTP or anything like that. And I have a habit of basically just using this to log into my cPanel and work from there. It's just easy. So I can just click cPanel inside my server and I'm logged into the imresults.org site. Right, so the first thing, everything is, to make things easy anyway, is controlled on WordPress these days. You install WordPress and then you install the scripts to run your business. You don't need to know HTML or coding or anything like that. So the first thing I'm going to type, you can see this, and this, I'm typing in WordPress, and there's absolutely nothing coming up. You might be wondering, is it installed? Well, usually it is. You might find it under Soft Delicious. software app installer, or as we seen yesterday, if you scroll down, you could see it here as well. No, so we're just going to use Softalicious app installer. Click on WordPress. This is where you'll find it. This is a mistake I see a lot of people make. I've made it by mistake and accidentally. It's basically by default in my server, it's adding WP at the end of the URL. So it'll be imchecklist.org/WP. That's incorrect. I want it like the homepage, imchecklist.org. So I'll leave this empty. But keep in mind, you can install as many blogs as you want. Generally, the maximum amount of blogs I would have would be 2, maybe 3. But for normal products, I would have imresults.org, and I might install another blog for the members area. So we got one blog for the sales page, the JV page, our blog, everything like that. And we might have another blog for the members area. It's not required, it's just optional, and I just want to explain that. Okay, here you've got the site name and the site description. That can be changed at any time. So I'll just put in imresults for now. And then we've got our username and our password. No, I closed the notepad. So I'm just going to open up Notepad again. And I'll just type something random because I will be obviously changing this afterwards. And again, I don't recommend you use admin as your username for anything. So we could change it to imresults, and then just add 1 at the end. So it's a little bit more difficult for a hacker to actually guess the username. We don't have any issues with our sites being hacked, thankfully, and just using these practices has kind of helped. Okay, the admin email I'm going to put in, like I said yesterday, use the same admin email for absolutely everything. So if I have to reset the password, I know it's this email. Okay, so there's all these select the language, English, login attempt, limit login attempts. Yes, you can use that if you want. Classic editor, leave that. So generally, it's the directory, make sure it's where you want it. Username and password, that's most important. Email address and a title. Just click install. Password strength must be greater than 100. Great. 98. Okay. Saved. And install. Let me just save the password. Okay, so congratulations, the software has successfully been installed. Click here to log in. It might automatically log in. Yes. So now I'm straight into my WordPress blog. Before we see in just a folder on the site homepage, and now we come along and we see our blog, recent comments, recent posts, everything like that. So that's step 1. Congratulations, you've installed your WordPress blog. Right, what I'm going to do in this example is I'm going to use Thrive. Right, I just want to bring up 2 things here. I just want to make sure I'm skipping any of the days. Just give me 1 second. And I'm going to check the questions in the meantime. Guys, I do apologize. I'm not sharing my screen. Sorry about that, guys. I was not sharing my screen. It's now fixed. Basically, I'm not going to go over it again, but it was simply inside your cPanel, search for WordPress, install the WordPress blog, and you're going to be at this position now. You're going to be logged into your WordPress blog, and your domain homepage will look something like this. My apologies for not doing that. Let me see, let me just give me a second. I just want to check, is there any questions on Facebook? Okay, excellent, right. Excellent. Okay, cool. Right, let's continue. So we're inside our WordPress. This is what it looked like before, and now we have a WordPress blog. Right. So I was talking about page builders. In order to make money online, and it's all about, you could say, building an email list, building a funnel, which includes an opt-in page. It could be a review video, it could be your own sales video, and then you've got basically a members area to deliver the content. Yes, you can use normal WordPress themes and anything like that, but I would say 99% of the successful marketers and businesses out there are using a professional page builder. We talked about it at the end of yesterday's webinar. It doesn't matter whether you're using Thrive Themes, Optimize Press, ClickFunnels, WP Profit Builder, or even if you're on a really, really low budget and you've got HTML templates or a free plugin that will allow you to create a squeeze page and a thank you page. They all do the exact same thing. So that's very, very important. Inside my training programs, I generally have recommended Thrive Themes and Optimize Press for 5-6 years consistently. They're the products I used and I recommended. In some of my recent training products, I've recommended Converti, which is, it's not really good for blogs. It's for professional sales pages. So just keep that in mind. Thrive, I think ClickFunnels, in my personal opinion, I've nothing against them. I love Russell, great guy, great marketer. I think it's overpriced. You know, that's my opinion about it. So sorry, I'm just going to try to log into Thrive Themes and download the plugin. And let me just go to the dashboard here. As said, there's no scripts for these webinars, so my plan every day is just cover one of the module outlines. So I am Newbie. Keep in mind, everyone that's on this webinar or watching the replay, you're going to see links and you can all get access to this I Am Newbie course free. It's 35 lessons. Yesterday we covered hosting a website setup, and today we're covering WordPress. So we've covered installing WordPress. Let's cover installing a free WordPress theme. So with that, we could go to appearances and themes. And you're going to find hundreds and hundreds of free themes that you could easily use for your blog. You can come along and search themes here. Let's just put in whatever result, marketing. I may have to, that's interesting. This should come up in the directory. Right. So for this example, let's say I would like to, there's already some themes installed and a new theme. Here we go. Now we're into all the WordPress themes. So marketing. And let's just find one. For example, we'll go with this. Nice homepage, we can landing page, we can offer some details, etc. So click install and click activate. Keeping in mind, everything you see here is free. So once you install a theme and activate a theme, imresults.org, everything will change. So now we've got the new site. It's going to look different in most cases. You have to come along and customize the header with the rage you've seen before, and you put content in, and then it'll look the same. Right. What I want to cover here is I want to cover Thrive first, because it'll help with everything else that we're doing. So I'm just going to install the product plugin manager. Click save. And this is how you install plugins, guys. Very simple, very straightforward. Go to plugins inside your WordPress blog, click on add new. You can click upload plugin at the top. It's going to take you to another page. You can click on choose file, or you can just drag the file if it's here in the bar onto this and click on install. From here, activate plugin. And in this case, you'll always find, sometimes you might have to refresh the page, but you should find your newly installed plugin on the sidebar. Depending on the plugin, other plugins might end up in settings or appearances, but it'll always be on the left sidebar. So product manager. For this example, okay, I just need to log in and activate my license. Okay, I'm already logged in, so we're good to go. So Thrive leads, I would like to install, and then you've got Thrive leads, Thrive architect to prefer to build the page. Those are the two important ones when using Thrive. So activate, ready to use. Ready to use. Okay. Right, so let's just talk about inside WordPress settings. I'm keeping this, guys. The first 2 days are basic. Yesterday was cPanel. Today is WordPress. It's a lot of things most people might know. Tomorrow it's going to get more exciting, list building, traffic generation, etc., social media. But for those who are just starting off, this is important stuff. It's all the mistakes that I made when I just started off. I didn't know the difference between a blog post or an actual page. So let's talk about that. Right, a post it's kind of like a journal. So when if let's say you're adding a new blog post every week or every month or every day, and it's going to come up in that order, updating like that. And in general, people say Google likes to see updated content on your blog all the time, bringing traffic back. It works good in that sense. We generally don't do a lot of blogging. We do very, very little blogging, to be honest. So most of the time, we're actually creating pages. So you're going to look at your blog and your website, whatever it may be, and you're probably going to want, let's talk about 3 basic pages, for example. Let's just click Add New. You would want a home page, a static home page, if that's the way you go. So you get one page that visitors always see when they land on your blog. You would have a contact page and maybe an about page. So we're just going to keep it simple for this. We're going to call this home. We're going to click Publish. We're going to add another page. We're going to call this this will all come together when in the next step when I talk about menus and everything like that. About. And add new. Contact. I apologize if you can hear a drill outside. Where I live is kind of like a construction site at the moment. Everything should be shut down, but he's doing home improvements, so it's a drill going all the time. Right, so we've got 3 pages created. Right, before I get into the menu, I just want to explain a few more of these settings here. So media, if you wanted to upload a video file, if you want to upload images, or yesterday I stated that if you wanted to upload PDFs, for example, you can upload everything to your WordPress blog. I think it has a limit of, depending on your hosting, this would have a limit of 64 megabytes. Okay, it's got a maximum upload limit of 72 megabytes. So if you had a massive zip file with a training program or a massive video that you want to give people access to download, you would have to use File Manager like I showed you yesterday. If the file is below 72 megabytes, it doesn't have to be secure or anything like that. You can just upload it this way. So I'm going to choose the same file. And I just want to show you how to get the actual URL. So you've uploaded the file, you click on Edit. And over here, you can see the URL. So if I just copy that, paste it, you can see the link, WP content, uploads, the date, and FB ads. So that's how you would upload any type of file to your WordPress blog. Right, pages, we've created and recovered comments. If you do blogging and you get comments in your blog, you can modify the comments here. You can delete them, approve them, etc. Thrive light boxes, it's something related to Thrive themes that you can do pop-up boxes. Appearances, right. We covered how to change your theme. If you want to add a new theme or upload a theme, go to appearances and themes, customize. I'm never really in customize. I don't even know what's in it. Okay, here is menus and stuff like that for your blog. There's different ways to customize them. So I generally don't use this, but I just want to cover it quickly. Homepage settings, your latest post or a static page. So I could come in here, I could change it to my homepage. That's one way. I do it actually a different way. So I'm going to close. I'm just going to go back and not save it here. Let's go here. We've got layout, sidebar, header, color and background, color schemes. Everything will be adjusted inside here for your blog. Right. I've been honest, I don't spend a lot of time in here. I just do it a different way. Right, widgets. When you have a WordPress blog, let's go to, generally, this is the layout. You've got a top menu. I created these pages and I automatically put them into the menu here, about, contact, home. You've got your site title here. You'd have your image. Then you have all your content. This is called the sidebar, left sidebar or right sidebar. And everything you see in this sidebar is called a widget. So you can put realistically anything you want inside this sidebar. So let's just go into widgets and have a quick look. Appearance and widgets. And you can see we've got the search, recent posts, comments, archives, categories. And here's all the other things that we could add. We could add, let's give it this example. I would like to add a navigation menu to the actual sidebar as well. And we have to create menus. You could add tags, anything you want to the sidebar. As you can see, it's automatically saved. And when you go back here, I don't think there's any tags in it. They will actually appear. So that is widgets. It's good to know if you see something that you don't want. For example, generally, you do not display meta on your sidebar. Maybe you don't want archives because it's just a new blog. Maybe you don't want comments. So just basically update them inside widgets and your page will automatically update as well. Right, that's appearance. We've got menu is next. When I create a new blog, I generally create at least 2 menus. I would have the top menu. And here you can see manage locations. Just click that. Main menu, which our header above menu could be the top menu. And the other menu I would always create would be a footer menu. So again, create a new menu, call it footer menu. In the footer would probably be terms, disclaimer, privacy policy, everything like that. So you could call it a requirement. And manage locations, footer below menu, footer above menu. Yeah, we'll just go with this one. Let's see which one turns out. No. Okay, it should actually show up in there. When you come across things like that, as I said, there's usually 2 ways to adjust these settings. So I might just have to go back into customize here and see if I can find a change there. So it's where I was or into customize. So menus, top menu, footer menu. It's because I didn't have any pages. So just for this example, I'm going to put in contact and about. Click publish. Menus. Fun thing about live training with something new, sometimes everything doesn't go as planned. Footer menu, contact above, footer below menu. I'll just add it there as well. No, very interesting. I will continue. As I said, this is a free WordPress theme. Generally, I would use paid themes for something like this. Would not happen. It could be a setting. If I was, and this is a kind of a lesson, guys, for everyone. If I was in, some people get stuck on little things, and they could say, "Oh, I'm walking away from this now," or I'm going to spend the next 2 hours working on this little menu issue that isn't the most important thing in the world. So basically, just keep moving forward in your business. It's not important. If I had to come along, change the theme, which takes 2 minutes, find another way to put in the menu, it'll work. Just don't let anything slow you down. And if you think something's going to take hours and hours, is it important? Do I need to complete it now? Should I just move on to the next thing? And in many cases, you can just move on to the next thing. Okay, so basically forget the footer menu. Let's continue on this header background. You can adjust that any way you want. 1 sec. Zeta options. This is because we've installed a free theme. They're actually giving us the options here for that particular theme. So whatever theme you use, you might find it in here. And here you can come along and you can adjust things. Let's bring me back in here. Okay. Let's continue. Theme editor. Generally, you should not touch this unless you're experienced and you know coding. Basically, there's a warning that comes up. You appear to be making direct edits to the theme. This could directly break it, etc. So there's no need to go in here, guys, unless you're experienced. Right, let's talk about plugins. And this is, I'm going to cover troubleshooting here as well. 9 times out of 10, everything works as normal, but there is cases when you install various plugins and themes, especially free stuff, there is conflicts and it could break your blog or something like that. So in here, you can activate and deactivate plugins, as well as click here and upload any new plugin. There's click add new. There is millions of free WordPress plugins available for pretty much everything. Let's just give an example. You want to put in a contact form on your website, and you want to collect email addresses like that in a basic way. Contact form 7 is what I used to use everywhere. Over 5 million people use it, thousands of reviews. So regardless of what you want, let me just put in menu. You want to do different things with the menus, sticky menus, anything like that. So there's a massive amount of free WordPress plugins and themes. So before you come along and think, oh, go to Google and search to buy something, go to wordpress.com or log into your WordPress dashboard, search for it, and chances are you will find something that you can use. So very useful. Again, plugin editor, don't go near it. It's for advanced training. Right. All users, this is not something I use because it's nothing got to do with memberships, really. If you're using membership sites, you'd have a different plugin. This is more for if I would like my support desk to give them a user so they can come along and edit contents or add posts, whatever. And then you can create different users for different levels. Again, I don't really use it. Our team would have full access to all our sites, and that's the only reason for it. So it's not something to worry about. Tools. This is site health, export data with the global protection regulation rules, the new EU rules. You can actually export users' data, all that stuff. It's not something we use or worry about. Right, settings. This is all something that is important. So, general settings, if you would like to change your WordPress title or tagline, this should always left as it is, the email address. Everything else should be left unless you need to change it. But this is where you change the site title and the tagline. Next, writing. Everything here is never have to worry about it. If you do SEO and you want to get your links pinged, you can add more. It's more advanced SEO. Reading, this is important. So what would you like on your homepage? As I said, if you're doing blog posts and like a journal, so every time you update a new blog post on your homepage, it's always going to show your latest post. So you could just leave it like that. It's set to default. Or in most cases, people want a homepage with, here, sign up for a free PDF. Maybe check out some of our blog posts, check out some of our testimonials. And I think that's a better way to do it. So you would design a homepage. It would be called a static page, and you would select it here and click Save. Right, next discussion is if you would like to turn off comments on your blog, which is actually a very, very good idea if you're not going to be using it. So comments, allow anyone to comment. And that's really it. We generally, again, we don't turn off comments, we don't use comments, but it's a good idea to avoid spam. Okay, settings, media, not something we touch, but thumbnail size, medium size, large size, fine, just leave it as it is. Permalinks is important. This is setting when I create a new blog post, it would put in the date. In some cases, guys, that's good. But in a lot of other cases, people can see the date of the blog post. And if you're trying to create evergreen content, the kind of URL is a complete giveaway. That's just my 2 cents on that. So what I always do for all our blogs, if it's not automatically set to post name, I change it. So it'll be imresults.org, you know, our new blog post, not the 17th of March, our new blog post. So it's your choice, but I really prefer post name here. On top of that, we have noticed, especially if you install tracking plugins and other plugins, they will require you to use permalinks settings and post name. So it just takes a second, go to permalinks, click on post name, click on save settings. Okay, privacy, again, yeah, privacy policy page, which is a new, you can use that page and edit your privacy policy. So let's just have a quick look at the blog. I've set the home page to home. It's probably a blank page like that. Right, so that is, it's WordPress, guys. It's installing WordPress. It's how to install plugins, or sorry, widgets on the sidebar for whatever reason, how to set your home page to whatever you would like it to be, and everything like that. Right, let me see what else. WordPress plugins. Okay, what I'm going to do to kind of finish up this webinar, I'm going to create one Thrive Themes landing page, and I'm going to set that as the actual home page. So we could have our blog here with all our posts. It's got our header, it's got a sidebar, it's got everything. And then we could have, you know, a standard landing page, which looks completely different. So let's just show you guys how to do that. We would go to pages, add new. And I'm just going to call this my free offer. Publish. And because I'm using Thrive Themes here, if you're not using that, it would be different. But because I am, I'm going to click on Launch Thrive Architect. Right. Another one of the reasons why we use professional page builders to design a squeeze page from start to finish on your own with no experience, even for me, it can be daunting, it can be time consuming. But when you have templates that you can simply choose from, it makes things a lot easier. So I'm just going to click on templates. I'm going to choose, okay, two-step opt-in pages is what I like. So I'm just going to choose something basic for this example. Okay, I'll go with this. So you can see there's tons and tons of templates. And again, all optimized press ClickFunnels, they all have templates that you can just one click and use. We're going to be finishing up soon, guys, so prepare any questions that you have. Right, so let's pretend this is the page that I would like to use. I would like to delete some elements that are not relevant, or I can add elements. I can do anything I want with it. The page is, tomorrow I will talk about connecting your autoresponder and everything like that. So for now, I'm just going to save the page, and I'm going to go back to dashboard. I'm going to go to settings and again reading. So what page would I like people to see when they land on imresults.org? It would be my free offer. So I just change it here. And now when people go to imresults.org, they're on this page. And then we still have our blog, we still have our other pages, etc. Because I changed the permalink. Okay, right. So that's pretty much a wrap on WordPress, guys. It works flawlessly. It's free. It controls all our sites, all our memberships, all our squeeze pages, our landing pages, absolutely everything. And there's not a massive amount of settings to worry about. One important tip. Make sure your WordPress blog is always up to date at all times. And make sure all your plugins are up to date at all times. Reason number one, if they're not up to date, usually it's security issues and they found a way for hackers to get into your site. So you need to update them. Number two is, chances are it's broke. So if your plugin is not working and it requires an update, update it. We've seen that so many times and people say, Kevin, can you help me out here? Can you log into my blog? I'm having issues with this and this and this. And the first thing I look at is say, 32 plugins require an update. WordPress requires an update. Once I update everything works again. Tip number two, only install the required plugins and themes that you need. We just installed, Thrive themes. We would install 2 or 3 other plugins that we know are stable and that work across the board on all our sites. The more things you install, the more likelihood of your site breaking and the slower that your site will be. So just only install what you actually need. I know when you come along and you see there's thousands of plugins for free, let's download them all and test them out. Just concentrate on, getting the offer out, getting your blog up, getting everything in place, and don't worry about bells and whistles in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so that's all I'm going to cover today, guys. Tomorrow is squeeze pages, split testing methods, thank you pages, welcome emails, moving subscribers, and automation. So yeah, got a lot to cover tomorrow. So let me see what's happening on Facebook and our chat box. See if you guys are tuned in. Daniel, good question. What is my main sources of traffic to get leads in 2020? I'm consistently doing different things to get leads into our business. Now, I'm going to show you an example here. Okay, leads yesterday, 653, which is pretty good. On subscriptions, it's automation, so don't worry about that. And most of those leads, I think we got, 400 leads in the past 36 or 48 hours through the campaign that I'm running today. Right, so that was a campaign that, if you look at all of my Facebook groups and my Facebook profile, I have been pushing this training series. Now, while 404 people came into this campaign in the last 48 hours, I believe, I think going by this and my other autoresponder, that 80% of the people are already on my list. So 20% are going from other people are sharing it on their own social media profile, or people seen it that were no longer on my list or resubscribed or were never on my list and finally subscribed. So it's not a massive, massive fresh leads that come into our business at all times. But what we do is we re-engage with new leads, because we've been building a list for 12 years. It's a little bit more difficult to get fresher leads, but we do believe in re-engaging with them. And then everything we do like this, like social media, it's bringing in, we'll probably get 100 or 200 new leads this week, fresh new leads that were never on my list. What did I do last week, or what do I do every single month? Sometimes twice a month. We do product launches, as you know. We do product launches, and every product launch would have a similar result because of our business model. To explain that, we could, if we get 500 new sales for this particular product, chances are 350, maybe 400 of them could already be on my list. Maybe it depends on our affiliates, especially if you've got the same affiliates promoting within the same circle. And you've been in the business a while, you're almost going to have this overlap of leads as well, but we're getting the fresh ones from these launches. Facebook ads, I'm always fighting with Facebook. I think everyone is always fighting with Facebook. I have a campaign running for a week and then they shut it off, and it takes me 2 weeks to actually go back and fix that campaign. But we're always trying to run Facebook ads if they let them run. And the result then again, we spend 200 or 300 euro on a campaign in a particular week, and we get maybe 100 leads. 50 of them might be new, 50 of them, we're putting them into our funnel again, and it just works because we notice it from our stats in our database. We have a massive customer return rate. Let me think any other lead methods. Google Ads, yes, I had the exact same story with Google Ads. We're trying to get them up running again. I had them running for maybe 2 months at one stage without even touching them, bringing in leads every day, and then all of a sudden something changed. What else am I using to get leads? That's really it at the moment. Again, we encourage people to join our Facebook groups, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then obviously inside our Facebook group, we're giving away free things, we're offering value, we're selling products, getting people onto our list. So all these things work. Solo ads never worked for me. It's a good way to get a lot of leads, but it just hasn't worked in that sense. And yeah, at the moment, that is it. It's paid traffic, social media, product launches are working best. There's a few other things that we will be implementing this year. Good question. I love questions. I love things to actually talk about. Any other questions, guys, inside Zoom or on Facebook? Please let me know. If not, we're going to be finishing up pretty soon. Okay, guys. Right, appreciate everyone turning up for this, and I will catch you guys at the same time again tomorrow. Cheers. Have an awesome day.